Each week right here on the Take, we bring in representatives from the National Weather Service at our Peachtree City office to look back on the week that was as far as weather goes and examine what we can expect in the coming days. But today, our visit brings us back to the memories of Katrina for one Louisiana native. We saw it firsthand. We're talking about the meteorologist in charge at the Peachtree City office, my friend and yours, Keith Stellman. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey, good morning, Chesley.
You are from Slidell, Louisiana. Right? I believe that's where the National Weather Service sits there, right?
That's correct. The New Orleans office is actually in Slidell. Yep.
Where were you in 2005 when this hurricane hit?
So I had just moved from Slidell. I started my career in the Weather Service in the New Orleans office in Slidell.
Yeah.
I had just moved out of Slidell in 2003. In fact, the house I sold at the end of 2003, beginning of 2004, was flooded by Katrina, but I was in the regional headquarters at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my familiarity with the New Orleans area and growing up there,
mm-hmm.
the region sent me to Jackson, Mississippi to back up the New Orleans office in the event they go down during Katrina.
Wow. So you were there when it actually hit?
Yes, I was working in the Jackson, Mississippi office in a capacity to help take over the New Orleans operations should they go down in the event something happens with the hurricane.
Talk to me. Did they go down? Did you have to take over? What all happened?
So we were under orders to contact them every hour as the storm was making landfall, and it was around 9:30 in the morning. We made a phone call, couldn't get through. We kept trying, and we couldn't get in touch with them. And so at that point, we had to assume that we were taking over comms. There was a lot of confusion that time because we just couldn't get in touch with them. And that was about the time the northern eye wall was over the Slidell area.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the eye had just passed over the city of New Orleans. So it was like sort of in between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And we just couldn't get in touch with them at all. And then the Jackson weather office went down right shortly thereafter.
Wow.
And so at that point, we couldn't back up the New Orleans office anymore because the Jackson office went down too. And so we had to pack everything up as the outer feeder bands were reaching the Jackson, Mississippi area and drive to Memphis.
Wow.
To set up operation in Memphis to help both the New Orleans office.
Wow. Did you get a chance to go back after the storm passed to take a look at the damage?
I did. It was years later, but we've had some other folks that went down like immediately after to help with the families and some of the folks that worked there, just sort of recover. There's a lot of folks that lost their houses, even lost relatives and loved ones that were working for the Weather Service. So there were people that went down there and worked after. I'll be honest, I went up to Memphis, worked there for about a week to help back up the New Orleans office before we moved operations to Fort Worth, where there was more support because it looked like it was going to be a long-term endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rita was coming, and then I was sent to the state of Texas, State Operations Center, to help the state of Texas with the Rita oncoming about 3 weeks later. Having
gone through what you went through with Katrina and Rita being more powerful, you had to have some big-time concern.
Yes, actually, it was interesting with Rita because Rita, it turned out, because of Katrina, the city of Houston did a full-scale evacuation. It was the largest evacuation in Texas history, where the entire city of Houston was essentially evacuating north, and a lot of that was because of of Katrina.
Yeah, Keith, we could talk to you all day about this. I'm out of time now, though, but we'll talk about it in our personal talks.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for joining us.
I got some stories. I definitely have some stories.
I bet you do. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you.